Hello everyone and welcome to CryptoCone. My name is Mido and today we'll be reviewing BerryData or BRY. We'll be looking at its uses and benefits and whether it's worth your investment. We'll also be looking at how I would normally do my own due diligence on crypto projects prior to investing. However, before we start, I would just like to make a quick disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor and that this is not financial advice. Rather, this is a video for entertainment purposes only, and always do your own research and don't take anyone's word for it. Right, so what exactly is BerryData then? So let's have a look at their website then. So BerryData says that they are a decentralized Oracle network on the Binance Smart Chain. And it says here that they provide a trustless and decentralized alternative for off-chain data. And what it also does, it provides the infrastructure for decentralized applications to query off-chain data by properly incentivizing miners to provide data. So in summary, really, it sounds like BerryData is a data oracle. And an oracle is essentially a third-party service that provides smart contracts with external information, and this serves as a bridge between the blockchain and the outside world. And really, in summary, then it sounds like BerryData transmit data from the real world into the blockchain, like other data oracles similar to think Chainlink, which is the gold standard of data oracles at this moment in time in the crypto world. So let's have a look at how BerryData will work then. So how does BerryData work then? If we go further down, there's a learn more about Berry workflow. It'll then open this page for us, and I think this diagram here really summarizes how BerryData works. So essentially what happens is the platform, the user, the app, whatever it is, requests data from BerryData. The miners then start to work and submit their proof of work solution and any off-chain data points to the CR contract. All these data feeds are then generated and distributed, and any wrong data can be disputed using the BRY token. So again, it seems to be quite similar to big ones like Chainlink and the Graph, which is a good sign. So going a little bit further down here then, so let's have a look at their token usage then. So it looks like there's 12.5 million total tokens in circulation, which in my opinion, it's a very good sign because I'm not a big fan of crypto projects that have billions and billions of tokens. 12 million sounds like there's plenty of room for this token to grow, particularly since we have a look at CoinGecko. We can see that the max supply is 12 million, as we just saw, and the market cap at this moment in time is only 85 million, which for a data oracle and for what the users that BerryData offers seems to be relatively healthy, but has plenty of room to grow. I mean, for this to do at 10x, it only needs to be at 850 million, and even that is quite small compared to big boys like Chainlink and the Graph. I mean, if we have a look at the Graph, for example, it has a max supply of 10 billion, yet their market cap is sitting at 2.7 billion. So for BerryData to be sitting at 2.7 billion, which is highly likely, that would have it go maybe 20 to 30x, which is a very good sign, particularly because it looks like it's still in its early stages. So going back to how the token works, and so they've got 2.5 million tokens in circulation. So 16% of that was sold on PancakeSwap. And just for information here, it actually oversold by 100, or was oversubscribed, should I say, by 183 times, which shows the initial interest that a lot of retail investors had in BerryData, which is a very good sign. So 16% was sold on PancakeSwap. 6% look like it will be for the team, and that'll be locked for 2 years. 23% is for the ecosystem fund, so I suppose they'll be using that to build the BerryData project over time. So you could almost say that this is also locked and won't be used and it looks like it will only be 16% plus the 55% and the 6% that will only be in circulation. However, the 6% here is obviously locked for 2 years, and this 55% will be utilized for mining, and also giving out rewards to miners on the Berry Oracle network. So tokenomic wise, it looks like BerryData is in a good standing. I've no really comment on this. It looks to be quite good and healthy. We've already seen their token use case. We already know what they do. Looking at their roadmap then, so it looks like at the end of Q1 of 2021, which should be the end of March, they'll have their main Oracle mainnet launched, which should be the end of March by the looks of it. So at this moment in time, it looks like it'll only be on the Binance Smart Chain, because I do note here that it says they'll launch their mainnet on the Ethereum network on, or sorry, at the end of Q3. So it looks like they have plans to not only be on the Binance Smart Chain, but also launch on the Ethereum network, which is always a good sign, because Chainlink really needs more competitors in order to level the playing field, in my opinion. And their competitors, like BerryData, for example, and the Graph, will only grow in size, in my opinion. But it looks like their roadmap is quite solid, which is quite good. I wish they had more additional roadmap information for 2022, but it looks like they're only covering for 2021 at the moment, which is fine. So looking at their team then, I did do a little bit of research prior to recording this video, and to be honest, I'm not particularly happy with the way that they've set up the team, in the sense that so they're saying here that there's 6 full-time team members, 3 developers, and 3 for operations. However, they only mention 3 here, but they don't, link us to their LinkedIn or anything of that matter. So I actually tried to research these people online to see if they first of all exist, and what their credentials are, because you don't just want to take people's words for it. You always want to do your own research. So I did have a look for these people, but I could not find anyone. However, I did end up finding this Mandy NG, and looking here, it looks like she's a former KuCoin exchange business development manager, and whatnot. So I did actually end up finding her on LinkedIn, and this is her LinkedIn profile. So it looks like she's been with BerryData for about 4 months now. And again, it says here she was the business development for KuCoin exchange, so they weren't lying over there, which is a good sign. Looks like she worked at IBM, and she had her master's degree at University College London, which I believe is what they said on their website as well. Yeah, got a master's degree in the University College of London. So looking at this, it obviously corresponds with their LinkedIn, which means that they weren't lying about Mandy in particular, which makes me think that they're probably not lying about these 2 either. And to be honest, I reckon the reason why I couldn't find any of the team members apart from Mandy on LinkedIn or anywhere online for that matter is because they've got English names but Mandarin surnames, so they probably use LinkedIn with a Mandarin name. Like if you look at Mandy, for example, you can see Mandarin over there. So that is probably their case, and that's the excuse I'll probably give them. However, I would like their team to actually come out and do maybe a Q&A or something, or like a meet and greet with the team, because that would be quite good to actually see who's behind the project and whatnot, because I'm not a particular fan of not knowing who's behind the project. But nonetheless, it looks like BerryData is a good project overall. Again, if we highlight their market cap, they're at 85 million, which again, for a data oracle is very small, and there's plenty of room for them still to grow in this early stage. And again, their maximum supply is only 12.5 million, so it's tiny, and this $30 can go up to $100 to $500 to $1,000 in no time if they play their cards right. And another good point, in my opinion, is that they're on the Binance Smart Chain. I'm a big fan of the Binance Smart Chain, particularly because of what's happening on the Ethereum network with the high gas fees and whatnot. A lot of new projects and whatnot are launching on the Binance Smart Chain because of that low fee and whatnot. So overall, it looks like BerryData is a good project. Just for disclaimer purposes, I guess I actually got quite lucky and I ended up getting into BerryData at about $7, so about maybe 5 hours after launch. So I did my research then, and it looked to be quite good. I didn't see anything different than what is in this video at the moment. They haven't changed anything since, but it looks like they're quite active on their Twitter anyway, which is a good sign. I also follow them on Telegram, and they're quite active there as well, and they seem to be answering people's questions. So overall, in my opinion, I think BerryData is a good project to get into. I think personally that at the end of this year, you'll be looking at about $400 to $500 BerryData. But again, I'm not a financial advisor and it's not a financial investment. Always do your own research. Yeah, and always do your own research and don't take anyone's word for it. One thing I think I forgot to mention is let's have a look at where you can get BerryData from and where you can buy it from. So it looks like you can only buy it on PancakeSwap, which is no surprise, particularly because they launched on PancakeSwap a week ago, and they were oversubscribed by 183 times, I think it was. A very healthy volume of 25 million, so there's plenty of liquidity going on there. But what this actually also shows is that if they were listed on other exchanges, say Binance, for example, because they are on a Binance Smart Chain, so it is likely that if Binance takes interest in them, that they can be launched on Binance, and this will bring up the current price of $30 up by a significant amount, as we know. So again, plenty of room there to grow, and I still think it is early days to invest in BerryData, and I still think there's plenty of room for BerryData to grow. So yeah, again, do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, as I said before. I just particularly like BerryData. I actually ended up, I think, getting about 260 odd BRY. Got quite lucky when it was $7 on the day of launch. But I still don't think that it's too late to invest at $30, because I personally believe that this will probably go up to about 500 to 600 is by the end of this year, in the bull run that we're in at the moment. But again, form your own opinion, and if you also like BerryData, then feel free to buy it. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you particularly liked this video and you think it was informative, then please do subscribe, leave us a comment and like the video, and yeah, see you next time. Ciao.